Ding dong. Just pretending that there's someone at the door. I think there's actually someone at the door. Let's check it out. Hey man, what's up?
Hey, what's up?
Mille of Kreator, everyone. Holy shit. Welcome to the office.
Thanks for having me.
This is good to see you.
Yeah, this is nice to be here.
Yeah, this is where I sit and do my shenanigans.
Yes.
And where it ends up on YouTube. Mm-hmm. And let's have a coffee.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Sounds like a great idea.
I have a bunch of cool gear.
Nice.
And I know you like gear.
Yes.
And
I'm not a gearhead. I'm not like the typical gearhead that would know everything about every new release, whatever new pedal. But
okay.
I have my own like I said earlier. I have my own little pedal.
Yes.
I'm a big fan of the Tube Screamer.
Yes.
And that's basically like the pedal that I have is based on the Tube Screamer, you know.
Oh, okay, okay.
And that's but nowadays with the new technology, sometimes you don't need. But for live situation, you don't need these things anymore. But you do need it for recordings.
So has it always been a Tube Screamer?
It's always been. There's always somewhere in the chain there needs to be a Tube Screamer involved.
Yeah.
Because it has this punch kind of like it boosts like some frequencies. I can't put it into words, but it's just like I feel more comfortable when I play a Tube Screamer, especially in the recording situation.
So do you use it like the normal like gain at 0 and volume at max kind of thing?
When I use it, I put everything on the max except for the tone.
So you have gain on max as well?
Yeah, but not the treble. The treble is like all the way down.
Okay.
So I get this mid-rangey kind of sound.
Oh, wow.
know?
So tone is, you set the tone low?
Off.
Off?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dude, we have to try that. I don't think I've ever tried that.
Jens Borgren,
Yeah.
he sets up everything.
Right.
So he's the one in charge, and I trust him. You know, he's so like. Every time we go into his studio and he sets up a sound for me, and he's like, "You prefer this or that?" And I was like, "It's both great. I mean, whatever,
Yeah.
you know."
Yeah.
But he tweaks it a little bit, so it's probably not what I would do.
Okay,
you know?
okay.
It used to be totally different because when I started, which is in the '80s, having the Tube Screamer was a game changer.
Yes. So when did you discover like that? You can
My first distortion pedal was. I don't even know the brand, but it was something that you would put straight into the guitar.
Oh, right.
Like one of those like little distortion things.
Okay.
It was only like back in the day it was only 50 Deutschmarks, which was more affordable than the Tube Screamer, which was like 120 or something.
Yeah.
But then when I saved up for a Tube Screamer, it's like still come in the very early 80s when I started, like 82, 83. Not all the Marshall heads, they didn't have the full distortion.
No.
They were like you had to either turn them up all the way or put the Tube Screamer, and then they worked.
Yeah.
Then they worked.
You're talking like JMPs and
Those.
yes.
Yeah, the early ones. Tube Screamer is the secret weapon.
Wow. So did you ever? Is it the TS808 or is it the TS9 or?
Now you're asking me something that I don't know. I used to have the one with the knob where it's like still a square, like.
Yeah. Okay.
And then the bigger one came out.
Yeah.
Like it was like the second version. I think those are worth something.
They are absolutely. They're worth something. Yeah. You're talking about the one that looks like this.
This is the early version.
Yes, but this is the reissue, so this is not.
It's not the original. This is the one that came after.
That's a TS9 right there.
Yes. And then there's one with 4 knobs also.
Yep.
I don't know why, but probably better.
I think they also they just split up the tone a little bit, so you can have different settings on the tone.
Have you ever? The metal zone is something that's very common for some people. I tried this, and it was too much high end for my taste.
You have to be a little careful with the metal zone because as long as you keep everything at 12 o'clock, it's great. But as soon as you use the EQ, it starts to get fizzy and weird.
So.
But for the time being, I mean, that was one of my first pedals, and you didn't know much about tone, and you just cranked everything, just like you said. You crank everything.
Yeah, that's how I'm like I said, I'm nowadays with all these brands, like nowadays we're playing with the quad cortex.
Yes.
So it's like. It's so convenient. Just go in there, just plug in, play, and it
really is.
And but in the studio, this is like also like what Jens would suggest. You know, and it makes a difference.
So for this new album, for instance, that you're releasing in January, brain fart, Crusher of Worlds.
Crusher of the World. Crushers of the World.
Crushers of the World. So how would you record this for guitar? Do you do DI or do you actually record the guitars?
When we were at Jens' studio in Örebro, it was a long process. He would set up like some sounds that we would be comfortable with recording. I don't know what he did afterwards when we left, because I always leave the mix to him.
Yes.
But the setup, I think, was a 5150.
Okay.
With either a tube screamer or some effect that I can't remember.
Boost.
For me, it was definitely the 5150. I don't know if Sami, our guitar player, if he also had the 5150 or if he used the Mesa Boogie.
Okay.
One of the two. Sometimes for some stuff we also use the diesel, I think.
Okay.
But you've been to Jens' studio.
Yeah.
He has everything.
Yes.
He has like all the great stuff. And I'm honest with you. Nowadays when I check like the tube amplifiers, and the quality and the tone is so. Most of them are so like great that it's hard for me to know the difference.
Right.
It's either great or a little bit less distortion, a little more this, more that, but it's all like good quality.
Yes, and I think people have understood also that cabinets matter a lot more than you would think.
And this is also like a Jens thing. That's why I love working with the guy, because he knows everything.
Yes.
He has everything dialed in. And it's just, for us as musicians, and for me especially, since I'm not like turning knobs for hours, you know, I just want to go in there and play, and I can trust him. It takes so much pressure from like the creative aspect, where you're supposed to be in there and just play your stuff and make sure your riffs are right, and you're playing in the right timing and with the right feel. And so yes, I'm happy that we're in a situation to be able to work with somebody like Jens that knows his stuff.
And it's funny because you know, I know Jens, and he did the latest The Haunted album. Like
I know, I heard it.
For the first time, I was like, it was such a relief leaving it to him. And he sent something back, and he sent something back to us, and I was like, wow, it's good. It's good, exactly. He just delivered.
See, that's the thing. When we were like going into mixing, we went straight from mixing to the festival season.
Yes.
So we are out playing. Jens wouldn't say no if I wanted to be present for the mix, but I know it's unnecessary. Everything that he sends will sound great. And he was already like, have you ever recorded with him also?
No,
like,
no.
You should.
Okay.
You should. It's next level, because then you go in and you kind of go into details before you actually. I mean, it works either way. He makes sure that the tones are there already. And then if he needs to, he also has the DI channel. So if he needs to reamp something, he'll do it. But I don't want to be a part of that process. When you are, you make yourself crazy, and then you're like, oh, maybe this is better, or maybe that's better. And he takes, like you said, like the relief is that he takes away like the responsibility from your shoulders, from my shoulders. I'm not like, fuck man, I hope this sounds good. I can totally trust. Enough of Jens Borgren worship.
So you want to have a look in the office?
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, you don't necessarily care that much about gear, but we can head in here.
I do. A
little bit. So here's the my amp vault.
Oh, come on, this is also like, see, I wish I was a collector. I have a lot of, I have one of these.
Yes.
I have, but I've sold it now because a friend of mine who owns a studio was like, can I have it? I'm like, yeah, okay, you know. But I should own one of these because, but then again, the way we work as a band, we have everything on in-ears.
Yes.
So it's not necessary to own the, unless you're recording.
Yeah.
It's not necessary.
Exactly.
I have like, somebody gave me like one of those, like boutique Italian company, but I forgot the brand.
Oh, okay. Was it DV Mark or?
No, probably not. But that was also like one of those small amps that sound killer.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
I forgot that brand. I should have done my homework.
And truth be told, I mean, it's nice to have these amplifiers, but how often do I play them? Not very often.
No, of course not. I mean, it's
which is a shame.
It is a shame, but on the other hand, if you have the space, I also have a warehouse with the band, and there's a couple of amps there, but I even have my own signature amp
from Englund.
Englund.
Yes. Quad cortexes are very convenient.
You can put everything in there.
Yes.
I mean, and you have the quad cortex can like reproduce your own tone, and then you have it like forever.
Yeah.
And
it's consistent.
It's consistent, and when we're playing all over, and when say you do a tour in South America and a gear gets lost, we could potentially put the whole band through the quad cortex, which is unheard of. If you think about it, it's like a device is this big. So,
and even if you lose your quad cortex, you can still download to a new one.
Yeah.
So you can have a backup online. It's tough to replace that.
And we've come from an era where we would go for the first couple of tours in especially in South America. I remember at one point you would always go in and you would request some amps.
Yeah.
I don't know what I was using back then. Either it was pre 5150. It was probably Marshalls, and then you get the Marshall, you get to the venue, and the Marshall amp is there, and they provide you with the requested amplifier, but the tubes are gone.
Yeah, exactly.
And it sounds like crap, and then you're like. And I remember one day the amp would blow up. It was somewhere in Brazil. The only way of finishing the show was like taking the tube screw straight into the bass.
Oh wow, lovely.
Yeah. But we did it, and this is not like since we have all this new amazing technology. Takes a lot of pressure.
But it's nice to have, because I like to also do like profiles of these amps on the quad cortex. So then it's nice to have.
Yeah.
Because and the profiles always come from somewhere. And
exactly. And if you know how to make your own profiles and you're like you want to have the sound of this particular amp or that particular amp, you get it 150%.
Yes.
There, it's like very nice sounding.
Yes. Let's check this out right here. So, like I told you, I have my guitar brand. Yeah. So I take a lot of the pictures and videos and do that here.
Yeah. And you have your gym in there also?
No, I had back problems, and I had surgery for my back last year.
What?
For a herniated disc.
Oh wow!
So I've been having that, and I've been hanging.
Ah, okay.
Because hanging is out your back is good. So this is a short little small photo studio or video studio. If I need to do a launch video, and very simple.
Launching your own guitars, and you could do like playthroughs with
exactly, like demonstration stuff. Just to it's just easy because. I can just force out songs very fast, so it's just very convenient and very quick for me to record it myself. And then we have the big boss office, which
sounds like a big. This looks like a big boss office.
Yes.
It's really like you got the bar.
Yes.
The whiskey, probably like expensive.
I wouldn't say expensive, but the classics. You have the classics, right?
And the Machine Head whiskey.
Yes.
It's kind of cool.
Got that last week.
Yeah. This is kind of cool if you think about it.
I actually don't drink.
Me neither. I don't drink at all.
No, but it looks cool.
It looks cool.
It looks really cool.
Yeah.
But mainly I don't record content in here, but good place to sit and send emails, I guess.
And like you said, it's it looks like a big boss office.
Yeah.
It's like a little bit of a
little bit of 70s, but still modern,
Yeah.
And if you need a bathroom, that's in here. We can head into this. This is another recording room, and usually this is where I would have recorded the Coffee with Ola interviews, for instance, that I've done with people.
Yeah.
But
this is where the people sit then.
They sit right there, exactly.
Okay.
So What I've changed up the formula to become less intimidating because you know, sitting and doing interviews, it's a little bit more formal.
It is, but on the other hand, I like the format.
Yes.
I really thought it was almost like a little bit of a therapeutical, like
it is.
Like,
but
you know, people open up more when they're relaxed.
Absolutely, but the problem I have is that I feel like an imposter when I'm sitting there trying to interview people. I mean, I'm not an interviewer. I'm a guitar player.
I get it.
So that's why.
But that's also what makes the format.
Yes.
You know, because you have your own eye level and the communication is a lot easier. I think it's when a guitar player interviews another guitar player, there's not a certain language barrier that you might have with somebody that is not a guitar player.
Absolutely. You know? And this is I would say my main room. This is where I record. This is where
fuck, man, you have some.
This is where I get inspired.
These are all your guitars.
Yes.
Fuck, man, this is great stuff.
Except the Dean right there. There's a Dean. There's an imposter right there.
Yeah.
But
it's great stuff, man.
Yeah,
great
thank you.
See, I just moved apartment in Berlin, and I bought a guitar for the first time in a long time because I'm endorsed.
Yeah.
I bought a guitar, but it's an acoustic guitar. I bought a Martin.
Oh yeah.
Do you play acoustic at all?
So I was a Martin reseller for a short little time. I'm well aware about Martin. It's my favorite acoustic brand. So what was it, like a
Street Master?
Oh, okay. Very nice.
I think it's reddish, like brownish.
Oh, okay.
Very nice. I always wanted to have a good acoustic guitar because the other acoustic guitar that I own was something that I bought like on the street, like for 50 euros. And I thought it served the purpose, but I rather have like something. I always wanted to have like a real proper acoustic guitar, and I went to this place in Berlin, Charlottenburg, where they have like vintage stuff. It's called American Guitar Shop or whatever, and they have this one room with all these Martin guitars. And I went in there, and it's like he gave me like a half hour, an hour, just to check all the guitars, and I fell in love with this one. It's like it inspires you in a different way.
Yeah,
especially like the Martin guitars, they have like, even though they're not electric guitars, but they're very. Since I'm more like a guitar player that plays mainly on electric guitars, it's very friendly for people that have small fingers and are, you know, it's not like so detailed in the tone where you hear every mistake.
Right.
So it's like very
forgiving,
and especially for metal people or like us.
Yeah. So this is Solar on this side, and then I have some of my I would say influences on this side. I try to, I'm a huge Dimebag fan.
Oh, right.
Steve Vai over there and John Petrucci.
Those are all their original guitars?
Yeah.
The Dimebag also? Is it something that he played?
So he played, the Washburn Dimebag guitars.
Oh.
He didn't play these, but he played Washburn Dimebag and Dean Dimebag.
Okay.
One of my first guitars was like one of these. But
nice.
a completely black one. And
this is like remind me, like the shape reminds me of my first guitars. I was a big fan of, I still am, Ibanez Destroyer.
Yes, absolutely.
I thought these guitars were amazing, and I had an original one, and I gave it to my little brother, and he sold it.
Well, that's what little brothers do. For me, it's more about, remembering what inspires me to play guitar.
And the EVH, is it also like one from the 80s, right?
Well, this is a new one. This is a new one. Wolfgang actually put that guitar pick on there.
So I think I haven't seen the whole show when you work with them, but I'm going to check it out. I heard yesterday that he's even almost better than his father, right?
He's incredible. I mean, talent-wise, I think he's because he does everything himself. He's singing and plays the drums, bass, and guitar.
Plays the drums.
So he's incredible.
But this is the weird with like how old is he?
He's what could it be, 30?
30?
Maybe. Yeah.
See, this generation is so weird because they know, for some reason, they're so talented.
Yes.
And
they had a lot of knowledge. When we grew up, we had to figure a lot of stuff out ourselves. Now you have YouTube.
I know.
And I remember, like a lot of these things, like pinch harmonics, for instance.
Yeah.
You had to figure it out yourself.
Yeah.
And now you just find a video and people will show you exactly how to do it.
You need the talent. You still need the talent.
Absolutely.
You know?
Absolutely.
I mean, you can figure out anything online and you just can't do it because you're not talented. But it's definitely easier to figure things out. It's not so mystical anymore.
No.
To like, how did they do that? How did they do that? You know,
all the secrets are out.
No, nothing anymore. It's like it's all there.
So I actually I tried to get a guitar of yours here, but it won't be available until early 2026.
Is that so?
Yes, that's so.
Which one?
That was the one from. I can look it up, but it was one of the newer ones, I think.
The Les Paul or the V shape?
No, it was the V shape.
I will set you up with my guy in Germany, and he'll give you everything.
Very good, very good. Maybe do a video of that and the distortion pedal.
Yes, yeah.
That would be sick. That would be sick. Yeah, I don't know if you mind playing some guitar, play some riffs and stuff. Is there any guitar you can think of using?
This is my go-to shape.
Okay. Yes.
But I would also, to be honest, I would try to check out.
You want to try Solar? Okay.
I mean, what would be?
Okay, let me open up my guitars, the ones that are set up, because these are just hanging.
See, the thing is, I see that you have the
Goto, yeah. Or
this is
floating.
Goto.
Yeah.
I thought, but it's like this
floating.
Floyd right? I have my own guitar also, but when I play live, I have the Kaler.
Oh yeah, okay.
Only for the reason that when I play live, and it's like my guitar, my hand is not like brings it out of tune.
Okay.
So I had the Kaler now on my custom shop guitars that I'm playing live.
Okay.
But the guitars that you can actually find in the shops would have the Floyd Rose.
Okay.
I think the Floyd Rose has a nicer, if you do the dive bombs,
right.
It's nicer for that. But the Kalers, in my world, and the way I play the guitar, they stay in tune very nicely. And I met Kaler. I went to their shop just recently in Las Vegas. So it was a great experience.
So do you push hard with your hand?
I guess so. I'm not really aware of it. You know, I just know that my sound guy and my guitar tech, they tell me when I play and I sing at the same time, I tend to go like, and then it goes out of tune because I push too hard.
All right.
I'm performing.
Yeah.
I'm not like concentrating on
because of the adrenaline and you're playing live. It's a different thing.
So and then when you have the Floyd Rose, it kind of tends to, but this is the way this is set up. It seems to be very like
the Gotos are great. That's why we have Floyds as well on our guitars, but the Goto is like I sort of discovered a year or two ago, and it's just.
It's like the same as a Floyd Rose, but it's a little more stable here.
Yeah, I think they're very stable.
Okay, so maybe I should try that. So this is the guitar that you're playing when you play live.
One of the guitars I play when I play live. Yes.
It seems used.
Okay, I gotta be honest. That's fake. That's relic.
Yeah.
So it's not me. It's not me.
So why did you decide to start your own brand?
I was with Washburn before, actually. So I had a signature guitar with Washburn, and then in 2015-16, I decided most of my audience is social media people, YouTubers, and I thought the music industry was a little slow, with dealers and distributors and stuff like that. So I was a little bit frustrated that I couldn't get the guitars into the end consumer's hands. It always has to go through a distributor and dealer. And to try to convince someone who I am that has no idea who I am, that this is a guitar.
Tell me about it.
So I decided to create this brand and sell direct to the consumer.
Nice.
And very happy so far.
Nice. This is like still like a boutique kind of like.
This particular guitar is like in between. Most of our stuff is usually around 1,000 euros and up, and this is probably more like 1,700-1,800 because it's has a little bit more feature. It has that relic look, which is obviously making it more expensive. But I just like the You know, I like the fact that it's a modern guitar, but it looks like it's been played for 50 years.
Yeah.
You know, I thought that idea was fun.
Yeah. It feels good. It feels good in my hands.
Yeah.
Even though I'm not the biggest strut shape guy, but I think when you sit down and you're performing, then it works. You know.
Do you want me to bring an X shape?
What is it?
It's an X shape.
The X. Oh, you got one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you ever play around with drop tuning?
Yeah, sometimes I do, but
so this wasn't drop. That's why.
This isn't drop?
Yes.
Okay. You have to think like out of the box.
Yes.
What tuning is this? So it's a little lower.
It's a standard D with a drop.
When you start here, it's a D, right?
Yes.
This feels nice. What's that riff? That was the first time I discovered like the drop D.
Yeah.
Danny Lilcher told me about it, and I was like, this is actually quite interesting. And from then onward, like the whole metalcore world, and they would always play with drop tuning.
Yeah.
I did it on the new record. We have a couple of songs that I think are tuned to C. Mm-hmm. I think that sounds heavy.
Yeah.
And
but standard C then.
Standard C. Yeah. Otherwise, I'm too confused. You know, when I play like the drop tuning, it's easier to play. Like for example, this.
So let's bring back the standard D guitar, and you can play a couple riffs from there.
Yeah. But this is also like, I think this is more for a live guitar.
This makes you look great.
Yeah.
But as a touring guitar player, I mean, the case has become too big for me.
Oh yeah.
So I have to. I'd rather play this.
What shape? I mean, this shape was done by ESP. Also, isn't it like you know who Akira Takasaki? Of course you don't.
Yeah, but he has more of the destroyer look to his.
Yeah.
This is more inspired by Dimebag.
Yeah.
In that sense.
Yeah.
So do you remember any of the riffs from the new album?
Yeah, that's like the most complicated one that I taken off a song called Psychotic Imperator.
Yeah.
It's like a little bit of a I kind of wanted to get the same kind of vibe as a song that we did back in the day called Betrayer. It goes like. This is the original riff, and I did. It's a little bit more of a more updated, more complicated version of that. And what else is there on the new record? Oh, there's this the first song that we also did a Seven Serpents. I remember when we started out, like with the band, it was a lot more common to play songs on the A string.
Okay.
Like for example, I have this Flag of Hate. It's like. Now I wanted to do something more like updated, also like more like a modern kind of like Kreator melodic, more melodic stuff. Then I would go to. It's a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
But the idea is to go from, you know, when I start singing, go into a different key. I think that kind of like gives you a little bit more of the impression of the song being more interesting, you know.
Yeah, with the change, you mean?
Yeah, yes. And then.
So how does that? I mean, this is very complicated stuff.
Yeah.
And also to sing.
Yeah.
On top of this.
Yeah, I haven't figured it out yet. Like I said,
okay. That makes me so happy to hear.
The thing is, it's like a puzzle.
Yeah.
You start coming up with all these riffs that you think maybe it's a little bit above what I am able to play. But if I rehearse and if I get into practice and if I get into the mindset, I might be able to do this at one point, which is not when we go into the studio.
No, yeah.
But it might be when we played the first 5 shows of a tour.
Yes.
And then everything starts to flow.
Okay. So when you write the riffs, you don't necessarily think about how you're going to sing it.
First is the lyrics are always most of the times.
Okay.
Yeah, most of the times they're first, and there needs to be an idea, and then when I have a lyrical idea, which in this case with the Seven Serpents song, I had the idea of like talking about 7 serpents that are like surrounding you, like giving you a bad influence.
Okay.
What I had in mind was making it like a mix between like an epic kind of like thrash metal song, but with a twist. We also even recorded choirs for it.
Okay.
Like in Örebro, we had Jens has friends that have this like a church choir.
Okay. Yeah.
So we had like I think 13 people.
Oh wow.
Male and female, coming into the studio and recording the words Amor Fati, which is the conclusion of the song lyrically, because I think that you have all these negative influences, and then there's this Stoic term called Amor Fati, which means love your fate.
Okay.
Even though the world is going to crap.
Right. You gotta accept.
Accept and deal with it and come up with ideas to cope with things, and that's like the main idea. And then I come up with the riffs, and the riffs, I don't want to limit myself. I want them to be a little spectacular or something that not everybody can just play right away. And but also harmonically, they need to be nice for my voice, for my mid-rangey kind of voice. So in order to work in a live situation. And like I said, when I play it like here, I haven't figured it out yet, and I'm not I'm not rehearsed. But hopefully one day when we play it, and I have my band. They're all like great musicians, and they kind of carry me through the song.
Right.
And that kind of gives me a little more space of and more confidence also to perform, even though the first 2 rehearsals will be probably horrible. You know what I mean? But in the end of the day, in my experience, it was always good to play a little bit above your abilities.
Absolutely.
But at some point, it makes you a better musician because you challenge yourself.
Absolutely.
You know, and doesn't necessarily it doesn't have to be like. It doesn't necessarily have to mean that the riffs have to be complicated at any cost.
Yeah.
If they're cool and they're very easy to play, they make great songs also. You know, so. I think it's you always have to find whatever's best for the song, and I think finding the riffs is only like 10% or 15% of the whole composition, but it's very important, especially in metal.
Yes.
You know,
and that's funny to hear because I come from the part where I'm like, okay, the riffs are 90%, and then it's good to hear from the vocalist perspective, you know, and. I think that might be healthy for the band that you're actually coming from the vocal aspect first as a songwriter.
Absolutely, I think that makes the songs in my world. I'm not saying it's there's definitely exceptions to the rule, and there's also like, for example, I don't know how Metallica write their songs, but I think they also have the riffs first.
Yes.
Every band is different. So there's no formula. There's no certain formula that works for every band. And I think for my band or for my style of songwriting, it always worked quite well to have a lyrical theme, or sometimes even just just some chorus.
Right.
I need to have like something that people can sing along. I like it when people sing along, you know, and I like it when you can remember the songs. I like catchy stuff. I'm not a prog head. I love Rush, don't get me wrong, and I love like Tool early stuff, but I also like songwriting. And I think, for example, a band like Tool and Rush, they have like there's in between. They have great songs, but they have like weird, like rhythms, and so it makes me as a listener, it makes it enjoyable. But if it's just like being too much for the sake of it, it's not my taste. You know?
Right. Yeah, it's good to hear, because I tend to, as a guitar player, overwrite. I would say, or call it, when you know, you go to a verse riff, you know it's a verse, but then you know you just go full on guitar riff, and when it comes to putting the vocals down, it's very often I'm like, okay, I overcomplicated this.
But when you're playing with the Haunted, or you have other bands than the Haunted?
No, well, I do, but I'm thinking mainly for the Haunted, for instance.
But you have a singer.
Yes, absolutely.
You a lot more. There's a lot more freedom.
Yes,
the singer can potentially sing over everything.
Yes, absolutely.
So when I write, for example, the song "Enemy of God," you know. Then when I go into vocals, I go into it's a lot simpler.
Still not very simple.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. It's like it's basically D, B. So it's like you need to. For me, it's essential that I feel comfortable singing.
Yeah.
And I think what a lot of bands forget when they write songs, that it's always nice to have like a key shift when the vocals start. It makes them stand out a little more. And then when you go into the chorus, it needs to open up. So it's like a whole, like, how do I put this? Maybe almost like a science, you know, like, but because there's only so many possibilities.
Yeah.
We have the D, E, with the typical rock and roll scheme, you know, like going from A to D to B to E. But within this realm of possibilities, you always have to find ways to make it the same kind of thing, but better, or with different phrases, different lyrics, different poetry, different riffs, and make that interesting. It's not always easy, but the way I write is like, I just record demos, and I have a friend that has a great studio. He plays in a band called Any Given Day. They're a really good band, and this time when I recorded the demos almost sounded like the album.
Oh, okay.
Because it's so detailed. The drums sounded great, and the way we recorded the riffs, the quality of the music was sonic quality of the demos was really good. So I enjoyed listening to the demos.
Yeah.
I listened to the demos for a couple of months, really, and before I even played it to anyone. That made me kind of figure out whether or not I enjoy these songs.
Yeah.
And I lived with it for half a year or so, and then went to Jens' studio. I went there with the demos, and he would do a pre-production of the pre-production, coming up with his ideas.
Yes.
And so I think, like every band is different, but I think it can really help if you make a proper recording of a song that you have in mind, without, like, with electronic drums and all like digital stuff, but make it kind of like how it's gonna sound in the end of the day, and then figure out, like, while you're doing the dishes or just cleaning your apartment or whatever, and you listen to it in the background, and if you enjoy it, it could be a good song. You know, that's just, like I said, it's just my way of doing things, but it helps me.
I mean, the Kreator has been a band for over 40 years now. How do you keep writing riffs at this length.
I showed you earlier that I rip off my own riffs.
Yeah. I wouldn't say you're ripping off. You're inspiring your own.
By my own riffs. I'm inspired by my own riffs, and I listen to a lot of like non-metal stuff.
Okay.
I think that's like the essential part because, like I said, I take to me the riff is also, like I said, it's essential. But I think when I have like if I have a theme for a song and not necessarily a message, something that I can come up with that I think is exciting to sing about, and some cool like sing-along stuff, and for example, Seven Serpents has like this that when the chorus comes in, we go into, makes it really big, like almost like a one Metallica thing.
Yeah, right.
Or we also have this in the song Violent Revolution. We have the same kind of thing. So it's not like the biggest invention, but you take these elements to make the chorus even bigger. So it's like there also kind of answer your question. It's never the same. You just go with whatever wherever the song takes you.
Yeah.
And if I would have just had that song, especially in the Seven Serpents arrangement, if I would have just had that first version, because the song has like two choruses. It's like Seven Serpents crawl and then go back into the fast riff. For me, that would have been not interested in it.
Yeah.
So if I go to this stomp kind of riff and have the main melody in the background, also the melody that kicks off the song, to me that's like a nice composition, because you start in the beginning, and then when the melody comes back, you already know it. You already know the melody, and you're like the theme, and then the vocals make it even more interesting. So to me, that's one of my favorite songs on the record. But there's also a couple of songs that are more riff based. For example, the one that I just showed you, the Psychotic Imperator. Hopefully I can play it now. It's played in. That's the riff, but it's tuned to C. So we wanted to have a song. That's the title track of the album. It's called Crushers of the World. The basic idea was, every time we do sound check, I don't really like sound checks, but sometimes they force me to do sound checks, and I enjoy it. But there's always like my sound guy. He likes slow songs.
Yes.
And when you play,
let it breathe.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Let it breathe a little bit, and to tune in the PA and stuff like that. So I was like, maybe I can write a song that's like
sound check
really,
song.
You know what I mean? So, or let's put it another way. I wanted to have a song that works in a big concert hall.
Yeah.
Or on a big festival, so like massive, you know, like not fast, but heavy as fuck, you know. And I think Crushers of the World is that song.
Yeah.
And we never had a song like that goes like really like, which is like really like stompy, almost like also Metallica, you know, like Tap What True, whatever,
right?
And that kind of style. I had the lyrics for the song also before I wrote these riffs, and I wanted to have like a song that empowers people, you know, especially when you're in this day and age. I almost like every time I get to a point, like after a couple of days of social media, for example, I get to a point where like, you know what, I'm getting off social media. I don't want to I don't want to hear about like this idiot saying that, and then there's another idiot coming up, and
it's exhausting.
It is so exhausting. So I was like, you know what, I need a song where I can sing about like, how would it be if we would all be just like fucking crush them, you know, just crush the shit and get rid of all that, and just keep a positive mindset, even though it's hard. It's hard, especially when the social media is poisoning your mind. And I thought that was a nice, the riffs and the lyrics, they blend in very nicely together. So we made that the title track of the album.
Right.
And
also the actual name of the album.
Yes. Yeah, that's how I write songs, you know. It's like there's a bass, like sometimes a riff, sometimes a lyrical theme, sometimes there's like some melody or something. I have a melody on the record for a song called Barbarian that I have had recorded for an album called Hordes of Chaos in 2009. And we wrote this song, and the chorus, I loved the chorus, but the song around it was shit. You know, we had a not cool verse, and everything about the song, the theme was not good, everything was just like, and we would try to record it for the, I think we do have a instrumental version of that song, but I always had this melody. And I always wanted to do something with this. So what I did was I used the chords, I used the melody, and I wrote a different song around it. So, but if you think about it, the song is already 15 years old, the chorus.
Right.
But the actual verses and the riffs and everything that came with it, it feels very fresh.
Right.
So it's all there. And in my experience, it's like if you come back to a riff or a melody, and it doesn't leave you when you pick up a guitar. I don't know how you are, but when I pick up a guitar, I always come up with new riffs.
Yes.
And if I pick up a guitar and subconsciously you play this melody again, you're like, I have to do something with this. And then I just put it in a song on the new record that came out like 15 years later, or 16 years almost. So for that matter, there's no rules, there's no formula, and there's like, I think it has to come from the heart and the gut, you know, these two. Don't intellectualize everything. And for me, it's when I get into like deep, I want to make sure that the lyrics make sense, and I come up with words that I haven't used before, even though it's getting harder and harder, and come up with something metaphorical that can maybe touch people's senses, so to speak, and kind of makes them feel something. And that's, in my opinion, that's when that's good music, you know, in my world.
Yeah, dude. That's a great ending of the video right there. Wow, that's amazing. Thank you so much. So, Crushers of the World, January. Thank you so much for being in my video.
Oh, thank you for having me, man.
How do you like the guitar?
Oh, it's amazing, amazing.
Maybe we can talk a signature guitar if anything happens with ESP1.
I'd love to. I mean, it's like that's one thing about being with a company. They're very supportive, but I really like the guitars. I'm happy that you endorse my friend Frank Blackfire.
Yes,
it's really cool.
Oh, I love those guys.
Yeah,
they're amazing.
Yeah.
So thank you so much, and this is Mille Petrozza, everyone.
Thank you.